Hello. Also, hello all the new people that have come from the Ooblets video. You see, normally I mostly just do gaming videos. I do not mind discussing things that are on my mind as like short videos from time to time, but unfortunately, my channel mostly focuses on gaming videos, so if you don't mind waiting and having a couple of these videos a month, then like, stick around, but yeah, it's just a warning that Ooblets is like a one-off thing, and this is me expanding the one-off thing category. And this is me talking about a rather niche subject that most people do not care about. For people that actually know me, they know that I have been very involved in the whole Sims community. But you also must understand that the whole Sims community is really niche. So it's not normally appealing to the wider audience of people, and normally anything that goes really bullshit crazy in there is hard to get anyone to react on it. It's a lot easier for people to react on other games. And The Sims 4 has been nothing but a burning pile of shit show. And if you have participated in said community, you know what kind of burning pile of shit show it is. So, this normally I considered this to be small enough for me not to talk about it. It's kind of like, I don't care about it that much, kind of thing. But it was a curiosity when it came out, just because how bad it is. For anyone that doesn't know, The Sims have recently rebranded. The Sims 4, by their own words from 2017, is targeted mostly at teenage girls. Their game has not been doing as good as the other Sims games. So, well, they haven't approved The Sims 5 exactly. So what do you do when you have a 5-year-old game that's falling in sales? Well, you try marketing strategies. This is their marketing strategy of trying to appeal to teen girls and preteen girls, which is their Instagram. And another marketing strategy is rebranding the whole game. New covers, new loading screens, new everything. That way, maybe people who haven't bought the game yet will be inclined to buy the game. And rebranding it itself was a meme in the Sims 4 community. By the way, I have been completely banned of the Sims 4 community. So this is pretty much an outsider's point of view. I just go to their forums to read shit shows from time to time, but I can't actually log in. They never really liked me that much. This is how it used to look. This is the main menu. This is the rebranded main menu. It's, I don't have feelings for either of them, really. Except that now your expansion game pack, stuff pack, and free stuff collection takes like half a page, so that's pretty interesting. This is the old load screen, and this is the new load screen, and the new load screen actually gives people migraines because it kind of wobbles as it loads, and it's very bright blue versus green. None of the rebranding looks good, honestly. And the old stuff packs, game packs, and pack packs covers versus the new ones, which are a lot more unified and honestly looking a lot more horrific. It's not a good look. And then we have this, which is a trailer released in July 2019, and this Sims Play with Life. And why is the topic EA fails at making trailers? Sims 4 mostly focused. Well, it's because it's a trailer for a game with zero gameplay. It's 2 minutes of sob stories, it is very cringe, and I am gonna stop the video and explain what is wrong with it once we kinda get a bit into the playing with Sims part. Once again, this is mostly just people talking about their own life experiences, which is just It's not how you advertise a game, okay? It doesn't entice me to play the game and just makes me think that you want to advertise a therapy app.
It's a very interesting thing to explain.
I would describe it as no boundaries, no barriers.
Things can happen that you would not expect.
Okay, they're talking about the game. No boundaries. The Sims 4 has the most limitations of the whole of the Sims series. Things can happen that you would not expect. They were actually really afraid that they were gonna insult somebody or upset somebody, so a lot of the things in the game is dumbed down. When it first came out, its advertising point was emotional deaths. Even at that point, they thought if people would die of sadness, that would trigger somebody. So, no sadness deaths allowed at all. Fear emotion apparently is also triggering, especially if you have real-life fears. So that never made it into the game. Death from hysterical laughter and embarrassment? They found out that some people on the audience were like, oh, I really liked my sim and he just died. It's really hard to achieve now. Those deaths are just so incredibly hard to achieve now. It is mostly, the game is as contained and controlled as it can be, except on a few points. One, a whole bunch of Sims will break out into your house at random to just chat and spend time with you, and both City Living and apparently the Island Living new add-on is built with that in mind. So that's just really bizarre. But for the most part, outside of that and some vampire break-ins, which once again have like, you have ways to ward that off if you have the vampire game pack, such as just having garlic in your house. Outside of those two things, everything that you do is controlled. It's controlled to a point where if you do not live in the pet's specific neighborhood and you do not have a trait on your house that says, you know, cat hangout or dog hangout, even pets will not show up on your lot because they were afraid that somebody will get triggered somehow. It's a game where nothing happens at random.
I did make a clone and get pregnant with my sister's husband.
That's really bizarre, girl.
And not get punished for it. Sounds so bad.
That's the most fun part for me, because you get to be whatever you want.
You learn so much and you grow so much as a person because you figure out there's this whole new world outside from what you know.
I can't even recommend most games as a growing tool. Because, yeah, it is stories. You experience stories the same way as you read fiction. I can't really say that you grow as a person from reading, playing, or watching fiction all that much. It's entertainment. It's not something super deep. And when we take something as The Sims the game, that doesn't even have stories, it's just a whole big sandbox, and with this one, it's a sterile sandbox where nothing bad can happen, and most people will smile most of the time and not react to most of what you do. You could be shagging somebody's husband in front of them, and for the most part, they will have zero reaction. You could sit down your biggest enemy next to you, and for the most part, you will attempt to hug and play with you, because The Sims 4 is really sterile. So, I don't know what kind of growing you're experiencing, but I have a feeling that you're talking about a game that I ain't playing, because that's not Sims 4 that you're talking about.
I always thought that the term beautiful meant blonde hair and blue eyes.
I don't know why or how is this related to Sims 4. Mostly for the fact that outside of aliens, Sims do not have a way of distinguishing physical beauty whatsoever. It's not that they're not racist, it's the fact that you could be Betty the Blob with a nose that has been artificially, through mods, lengthened to a point where it's like 1 meter in front of you, and nobody will have a reaction, for they have no way of reacting to physical appearance whatsoever. Nobody will even have a thought of, that's strange, because they're not programmed to think that is strange. They're not programmed to react to appearance whatsoever.
One time I went to my mom and asked her, why am I black? Like, why wasn't I born white?
Because your mom's black, you moron. I assume that she is. That, or your dad's black? Do you need an entry course on genetics?
And I found myself to be the only black child in my school. I was discriminated, I was bullied. My skin tone, my height, and my teeth.
I was my dad.
Here's a fun bit. You can't actually control your height in The Sims 4 whatsoever.
Dad's like, little buddy, you know? He called me Scooter. When I prayed, God, don't make me transgender, it wasn't just because I didn't want to lose my parents. It was because I didn't like myself for that.
I remember being 15 and being elated that I was finally older than the number of surgeries I'd had at that time. I was depressed and alone and sitting on a couch in pain. The Sims gave me an outlet where I could go out and live a life.
There's also a fun bit. They're trying to be diverse. This whole ad is just diverse adults, specifically from the ages of 20 to 25, because they think that teenage girls aspire to be adults and going out and partying, but they don't aspire to be old adults. So nothing about above the age of 25 was even casted for the ad. But that taken out of your mind. That was a disabled girl talking. Sims 4 has no disabilities because once again there was a fear that this was gonna trigger somebody! And that it's gonna cause them real life pain. In fact, The Sims 3 had a trait called insane. Well, The Sims 4 no longer has a trait called insane because they thought that that was insensitive towards people with mental disabilities. So yeah, nice going there advertising to diverse people when you try to keep your game super clean. Oh, you can't do transgender, but it's I don't think that it's that transgender that you wanna do. You can give male frame to females or female frame to males, and all that creates is a really gobbledygook mess of a person. Real person that is transitioning, they don't want to look like a man in a dress, I would assume, or a woman with a beard. I think they want to look like the other sex. Unless, of course, they're a trender, which is a whole different kind of thing. I think this is what you're appealing to. Oh, and another thing, that was a really fun bit. You have transgender Sims in the game, yes? Well, if you try and discuss them on the forums, you're gonna get banned, for that topic is 18 plus and the forums are teen, and the game is classed for teen, yet you have this part of the game that you can't discuss on the forums, for the forums are classed teen. Yeah, there has been like 4 years of just burning pile of shit show, and most people on the internet actually do not know and will not know even after this video releases.
The Sims is a place where I was free to do whatever I wanted and be whoever I wanted and explore who I was.
As I got more
As long as what you wanted to do in The Sims was limited to what you can do in The Sims, and as long as you bought the appropriate packs to do what you want to do.
Comfortable with my character in the game, I got more comfortable with myself.
It's almost kind of like the perfect
Sims is not a replacement for therapy. If you don't feel comfortable in your own body, do not buy The Sims 4, see a therapist.
society in a way.
Of course, I created a little bit of drama.
Everyone does it. They live for the drama.
Create my own hot guy. I'm like,
Oh, I actually like the auto-generated subtitles. They listed the Java. I would live for the Java too. I mean, I can't program.
the muscles on
There's drama, but there's more love. You know what I'm saying?
The Sims is really the only place where I had this ultimate freedom. I played to build me.
I play to feel good about myself.
I played to create the world I
I'm actually not too sure if the Sims version that they just put her in is possible. Because once again, the neck length is not something you can control. The height is not something that you can control. So technically, you can't actually make this character in game. Nice revelation, I know.
want.
I play to learn.
To make drama.
Do crazy
To be
things.
different.
To have confidence.
Find myself. It's more than a game. It's life.
You're not that deep. You're a video game, and not only are you a video game, but you're a very shallow video game. You're a lot more shallow video game than Sims 3 or 2 was. Also, another thing. So imagine you have never heard of The Sims. You just saw this 2-minute, 24-second trailer. Do you want to buy it? Because I don't. But that's mostly because you put like a few people in front of me to talk about their issues for 2 minutes and 24 seconds. You showed me zero gameplay. You showed me zero things of what I might actually want to do in the game. You just told me that the game is about life. And also vampires and unicorns and, you know, all those things that you don't actually see in life. But let's not mention that part of The Sims. That part of The Sims doesn't need mentioning, right? So yeah, this is a really niche problem that will not be seen outside of very isolated The Sims community, which is very easy to get banned off. I hope you have enjoyed. After this video, my outro card will play, and I will link you to my 5-parter series as to why I disliked The Sims 5. I mean, The Sims 4. There is no 5. It would be nice if there was 5, but I actually severely doubt it because they seem to be investing less and less money into actually making games. They just blow up with advertisement campaigns. So never mind, The Sims 5 would probably also be a burning shit show. But yeah, I made a very niche 5-parter series, and if you're remotely interested in this topic, that is what you can watch. Though most people are not remotely interested in this topic because it's boring. So, thank you for watching, and this video will probably get no attention and be seen by nobody. See you in my other videos.